Namaste friends, welcome to the YogaCandi YouTube channel. My name's Candace and today I have a specialized video for you. It's going to be perfect for anybody who's been sitting in a wheelchair for a long time, but what you will need is upper body movement, so make sure you've got that. And also great for anybody who finds himself sitting on a sofa for hours on end and forgetting to keep the body moving. Maybe it's difficult to get out there and do an exercise of any sort. So this is just going to be perfect to counteract those poses that we do when we tend to sit down for too many hours. So there will be some lower body movement as well, just to try and get the hips moving. But if you are in a wheelchair and perhaps your legs are incapable of moving, then don't worry, you can just skip those poses and perhaps take a little bit longer on the other ones. And all we're going to need today is a rolled up scarf or a belt or a yoga strap. If you used to do yoga and you have one handy, then fantastic. But it doesn't matter. Any of those three items will do the trick. So just keep that on your lap and we'll use it when it comes to it. So let's begin just in your seat that you are normally doing. But if you're in a sofa and your spine is rolled like this, your shoulders are forward, already this is harming your posture. So what we want to do is counteract this. So try to come to this video at least a couple of times a day if you can, because it's going to be very quick. So sit up nice and tall through the spine, suck in that lower abdomen, hands on your knees. Let's inhale and push the chest up towards the sky as well as the head, so that you're getting a lovely bend in the spine. Inhale. Exhale, arch, holding on to the knees. Push the shoulder blades apart, tuck your chin towards your chest. We're going to do this 3 times. Inhale, take your back bend, chest to the sky, look up. Exhale, arch, hold on to your knees and pull those shoulder blades apart. 2 more. Inhale, look up, take your back bend. Exhale, arch. 1 more time. Inhale, back bend, chest to the sky. Exhale, arch. From here, let's take 1 more inhale. Nice back bend. And come back to center. Now let's take a spinal twist. So take your left hand to the right knee. If you have a sofa armchair, then just hold behind the sofa to pull you a little bit into the stretch. Or come a little forward on your perch. Take that hand back to the knee and take your right arm behind you. You can hold onto your wheelchair or your sofa or wherever you are, just to get a little deeper into the stretch with the right hand. Look back behind you towards the right. Sit up really tall through the spine. Close your eyes and let's take 3 deep breaths. And slowly release. Let's come over to the other side. So we're taking our right hand to the left knee. You can even hold on to the knee. And taking the left hand behind us, you can hold on to the sofa or wherever you are. Look back behind you towards the left. Taking a little spinal twist. Make sure there's no pain. If there is, just slowly ease out of it and take a smaller twist. Let's sit up tall through the spine, closing our eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Come back to center. Exhale out the mouth. Let's do some neck rolls. So what we're going to do first is drop our left ear over to the left side. Take your left hand and hold above the right elbow. This is going to create a little bit of resistance, just stretching out the right side of the neck. Close your eyes and take your 3 deep breaths. Keep your shoulder blades away from the ears. Sit up nice and tall. And release. Now roll your neck towards the chest, chin to chest. And then roll the head over to the other side. So now your right ear is towards the right shoulder. Take the right hand, hold above the left elbow. Let gravity do the work here. Don't force your neck. If anything feels painful, remember to release. But if it just feels like a lovely stretch down the left side, then stay here, close your eyes, and let's do 3 deep breaths. Listen to those sensations of the body. Shoulders away from the ears. Sit up nice and tall. 1 more deep breath. And release that hand. Roll the head all the way over to the other shoulder. Now let's do some little neck rolls from one shoulder to the other, not all the way around, not in a full circle. We're just doing a half circle from one shoulder to the other, nice and slowly and gently, at your own time, in your own pace. Exhale as your chin comes towards the chest. Inhale as your chin comes up towards the shoulder. Take 1 more roll. And release. Come back to center. Give your shoulders a roll in one direction, lifting them up towards the ears and rolling them back down the spine. Now do it in the opposite direction. Inhaling as the shoulders come up to the ears. Exhaling as they roll back down. Take 1 more roll. And become still. Now we're going to take the left hand across the body. So you can watch me. We're taking the left hand across the body. Now we're going to use the right hand underneath the left. And you're going to use this right hand to pull the left arm towards the body, so that you're getting a little stretch at the back of the left shoulder blade. Sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, and let's take 3 deep breaths. And release it. Do it on the other side. Right arm comes across the body over towards the left shoulder. We're taking the left arm underneath the right and pulling that arm closer towards the body, getting a little stretch at the back of the right side this time. Close your eyes, sit up tall, suck in your belly. And let's take our 3 deep breaths. And release. Now you may have the arm of a chair here, which I don't have. So depending on what you're seated in, stay up nice and tall. We're going to do a couple of little side body stretches because this is something that we don't tend to do, especially if we sat in a chair or wheelchair all day. So place your hand, I'm going to pretend I've got one, onto the armchair. And we're going to stretch the right arm up above the head and just lean towards the left. I'm just going to place my hand down. Lean towards the left side of the room so that you're getting a stretch down the right side of the body. You can look down towards the left side of the room, down towards the floor. Make sure your neck is nice and relaxed. Take a couple of breaths. And release. Let's take it over to the other side. So now rest your right arm onto your armchair. And we're going to lift our left arm up above the ear and stretch over towards the right side, stretching the left side of the body. Look wherever feels most comfortable on your neck. That may be straight ahead, that may be down towards the ground, whatever's better for you. Take a couple of deep breaths. And release. Give your arms a little shake out. We're going to do one more arm exercise, which I absolutely love, and it's fantastic if anybody is using an iPad a lot or a mobile phone, something like that. It's actually just good for everybody, to be honest with you. So let's extend our arms. I want you to imagine that you've got some kids playing tug of war with your arms, maybe your grandkids. So your arms are really extended, so are the fingertips, and already you may feel a little bit of tension or stretch type sensations through the arms, perhaps through the elbows up into the shoulders. This is quite normal. The thumbs are pointing up towards the sky. Drop your left ear towards the left shoulder. Now turn your head up towards the sky a little bit, your gaze towards the sky. And imagine those kids are pulling tug of war on your arms, so you're really feeling it. If you need to move the arms slightly down or slightly up to feel the stretch, then do that. Hold it for a couple of breaths. And release. Give the arms a shake again. This kind of shaking movement is fantastic for anybody who sits a lot because it gets all the blood flow going, which is something that tends to slow down the more that we sit. So this is a really good exercise. And for those of you that are capable of walking around and making a cup of tea and things like that, then whenever you go and you wait for the kettle to boil, while you're standing there, shake the legs, shake the arms, shake the whole body, and I promise you, you will feel so much better. It's like you're releasing a bit of tension and a bit of energy as well. Okay, so let's extend the arms again. We're going to do it on the other side. Thumbs up towards the ceiling. Your grandkids are playing tug of war with your arms, if you have grandkids. Or, you know, just imagine somebody playing tug of war. Send the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Now turn the head ever so slightly so it's facing towards the ceiling a little bit. You can close your eyes. Keep the fingertips extended. If you can feel a stretch in the left side, then great, stay there. If you can't, slightly move the arms a little bit down or a little bit up until you feel a point of resistance. Take 2 deep breaths. And release. Give it all a little shake out again. That lovely shaking movement. Let the fingers go limp as well as the wrists, everything, as long as you haven't got pain. And just be a little bit silly with it. Move around. Now we're going to use our strap or whatever it is you have handy. I'm actually going to turn in my seat just so that you guys can see what I'm doing, but stay where you are. So make sure you're a little bit forward on your perch. As long as you don't fall out of wherever it is you are, make sure you're stable enough. I'm going to have to turn my chair, so 1 second. There we go. So what we want to do, sorry that my back is to you, I'm sure you can still hear me. We're going to take our right arm up into the air and bend it behind us. Now this may be enough, and you can use your left arm to pull against the elbow of the right arm, just to stretch out the tricep here on the right side. So you can stay here, this is fine. If you want to go a step further, then take your prop into the right hand, bend it behind you, and use your left hand. So you're taking your left hand behind your back and you're holding on to wherever you can on that prop. Now what this is doing is this is stretching out the tricep on the right side, and then it's stretching out the top of the shoulder on the left side. So you're getting a double stretch here. This is a really wonderful feeling. If you're very flexible in the arms, then eventually you may come closer and closer towards the right hand. And perhaps you can even get rid of your prop at some point and touch the fingertips of each hand and just take a nice little grip, getting a beautiful stretch in both of the arms. But wherever you are, just stay there, close your eyes, and let's take a few deep breaths. Wherever you are, release the grip and slowly, slowly, slowly move the arms back in position. Take your time getting them back. Give your shoulders a little roll, and we're going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to keep with my back to you just so that you can see it again. So take your prop in your hand if you're going to attempt the full expression of the pose. We're going to take our left arm up into the sky, and we're going to bend it. Now you can just take the right hand behind the head and hold on to the elbow of the left arm. This is fine. If this is where you are, stay here. If you want to go further, you're taking that right arm down, around and behind the back. And you're going to hold on to your prop wherever you are. And this may be where you are, and you just sit here, close your eyes and feel that stretch. With time, you may get a full grip of the fingers. Maybe that will never happen. Maybe you've got a shoulder injury. Just be totally gentle with your body. If anything doesn't feel right, remember you can always ease out of it. Close your eyes, everybody, and let's take 3 deep breaths. And slowly release the grip wherever you are. Come out of the pose very, very slowly and mindfully. I'm going to turn back round to face you now. The last pose I'm going to do is totally up to you. It's a hip opener, and it totally depends on your flexibility. It also depends on whether or not you've ever had a hip injury or any sort of hip replacement. If you have, don't do it. Instead, just sit up nice and tall through the spine. Perhaps even do a couple of the other stretches that we just did. Maybe a couple of the back bends where you inhale and look up, and you exhale and you arch. Just keep doing those, because these are going to be fantastic if you're sitting a lot. So the pose that I'm going to end with is, if you can, lift the right leg up. Open it up so that it's as if, you know how guys sit quite a lot. I know there's ladies who sit like this too, but it's something I often see men do. Open up and place that heel onto the left leg. So you're opening up this hip on the right side. If this feels comfortable, you just stay here and you sit up nice and tall through the spine. And all it's doing is counteracting that position that we do when we sit in a chair, which is our legs at a 90-degree angle and the hips never ever open up. If this is too intense, then perhaps an easier way is, if you have a footstool, you can always take that foot on the footstool and have it at a slight angle so that the hip is still ever so slightly open. So do either of those positions. Okay, now just sit up tall. If you're not even feeling a stretch, if you're not feeling any pain and you want to go a little further, you can start to lean forward. And when you lean forward, you should be able to feel a stretch in the bum, maybe even down the leg a little bit. Wherever you are, make sure there's no pain at all. Take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes. Suck in that abdomen. One more deep breath. And release, releasing this leg very slowly. So start to lift it off. Extend the leg out in front of you. Point and flex the toes. Maybe even take a couple of circles. This is quite hard holding your leg like this. So this is great for strength as well. Or even just rest it on your footstool, no worries. And slowly bring it down. Let's do the same on the other side. You've got this. So let's start to lift up through the left leg. Take your hands to guide your foot on top of the right. Be very, very slow and very, very gentle with this. And as I say, if you've had any sort of surgery, don't even try. Just do a different pose. So once it's there, as long as there's no pain and you're happy, make sure that this foot is a little engaged. You can just sit up nice and tall and stay here and breathe and feel the sensations of the body. If it becomes too intense, then slowly, slowly come out of it. If you want to lean forward, you can always lean a little bit forward. But wherever you are, close your eyes and take your 3 deep breaths. Fantastic. Open your eyes, and as slowly as you came into the pose, come out of it just as slowly. Use your hands, lifting the leg. Slowly extend the leg out in front of you. Point and flex your toes. Look at the toes and do it with a lot of intention. Maybe even engaging that calf. And then do a couple of circles in one direction and then in the other, and you can just keep doing this. Just enjoy it, and maybe even challenge yourself to not using the stool after some time and trying to lift the leg manually with the strength of your thigh, so that you're starting to build a bit of strength and integrity within the body. But when you're ready, you can rest. Okay everybody, that's it for today. And I have to say that this video was inspired by my beautiful gran because she's really struggling at the moment with the amount of time that she's sitting, with back pain and all sorts of things. So I realized this is probably a problem for many others out there as well. So I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, feel free to leave me a little comment. There's a little box at the bottom here where you can leave a comment or give me a thumbs up. You can also share it with any friends or family members that you feel may find this pretty helpful. Keep doing it every single day. It's a lovely short video. So take that time for you, at least once in the morning, once at night, maybe in the middle of the day as well. But build up to it. You can start with once a day, maybe build up to twice, maybe 3 times. And then from there, you'll start to get to know these poses. So you'll be able to get deeper into them. You'll start to get more and more benefits from them as well. And as I say, remember when you're going to make a cup of tea, you're standing up waiting for the kettle. Shake everything out, shake your legs. Don't worry if you look silly, if you feel silly. Life's all about that too. So just enjoy everybody. And I'd love to see how you're getting on. So feel free to find me if you're on Facebook. Just look for YogaCandi. I'll put a little, the name will come up, pop up so you can see how you can find me. And feel free to send me a picture of how you're getting on. Anyway, love and light to all of you from across the waters. Until next time, namaste.